Good morning, everyone. We're about to bring you the latest COVID-19 UAE updates. However, if you found this podcast through an article, which so many of you are doing, please hit that subscribe button wherever you get your podcasts so you can get your Dubai news daily. Good morning, Dubai. How are you doing? Welcome back to the Lovin Daily, where I take you through the trending stories that everyone in Dubai is talking about. How are you on this Monday morning? We have quite a show for you. We actually have Simran right here beside me, but unfortunately she's not actually physically beside me. She's beside me on Zoom. My amazing co-host is in India, and unfortunately she's been one of the unlucky few who got stuck due to flight restrictions. So we're going to talk to her about her situation, how she's doing, and everything that's kind of going on over there. And that's of course one of our biggest stories, because last night the Burj Khalifa lit up in solidarity. The UAE has affirmed its support for India through this horrific time as COVID is pretty much ravaging the country. We're also be talking about sleep pods at Dubai Airport, how you can level up without paying business class prices, and a heroic cop in Sharjah. He basically did the most incredible thing, working on, I guess, adrenaline alone, and saved a life of pregnant women and 3 kids, thanks to his quick actions. But good morning. By the way, it's Oscars morning. 2021, the 93rd Oscars is happening right now. Actually, I think it's about wrapping up, but we're getting all the winners coming through. Are you interested, Ali? Are you guys watching? Are you keeping up?
I used to be interested.
You used to be? Yeah. Interesting words.
Yeah. Like, I think I was following Leonardo DiCaprio, because he was
his Oscar saga. Yeah,
I was like waiting for him to win every year, and then he finally won it, so I was happy for him.
Did he win it for, correct me if I'm wrong, was it The Revenant?
Revenant. I think it was The Revenant.
Or maybe that was the one that we all thought he was going to get it for.
He didn't. I think it was the next movie that he made.
It definitely wasn't Wolf of Wall Street, but that's just hands down.
Well, he should have got it. He should have got an Oscar for that one.
For Wolf of Wall Street, do you think?
Yeah.
It's so good, but it's so it's just so controversial, because there's just so much in there that's not PG. I went to the cinema once in Dubai and watched that.
But he perfected the role, like.
So yeah, the awards are coming through. This is the thing. So I think but what's cool is it's been a year. COVID is still among us, but they did go ahead and have an in-person show, but they have it this year at Union Station to basically make sure that they can have all of the COVID regulations in place and still have people coming to the event. And we've just gotten the winners for Best Picture, Best Leading Male, Best Leading Female come through, and the hands down winner seems to be Nomadland, directed by Chloe. Let me just check. By Chloe Zhao. Excuse me. She's the best director for Nomadland. Also, Best Leading Female, Frances McDormand for Nomadland, and they won Best Picture. So if you haven't watched it, I would suggest getting out there and watching it. It's an American drama film written and edited and produced and directed by Chloe Zhao. It stars Frances Dowland. She is a woman who leaves her hometown after her husband dies, and the soul industry closes down to the houseless, and travel around the United States. So I think we need to see it. Clearly, those are big Oscars to win. Best Picture, Best Leading Female, and also, of course, Best Director. Wow. No Leonardo DiCaprio this morning.
I think like, we haven't seen a big movie from Leonardo DiCaprio since like last 2 years ago.
But it's been in general, even coming in this morning, Anthony Hopkins, he won Leading Male for The Father. In general, hasn't been a massive year for movies. So maybe that's why we weren't as massively aware that it was going on, the Oscars this morning. But personally, I just look forward to seeing the fashion. I really do. I love all the dresses and seeing what the guys and the girls wear, and it's just nice. It's like it.
Everyone has an excuse to act bougie now, going to the Oscars.
And if you're only going out once a year, like, this is the thing. If we were more involved, and if it was more a thing, you nearly have your Oscars party at home where you dress up and watch it. But just didn't feel that buzz this year. But correct me if I'm wrong. If you had an Oscars party, if you're up watching it last night, because that was something that I used to do back in my uni days. Love the Oscars. Anyway, we'll move on to more topical things, more important. Last night we saw the UAE buildings across the country lighting up and standing with India as it battles COVID-19. As we know, COVID-19 is ravaging parts of India, and it continues to break the record for the highest reported new COVID-19 cases in a country in a day. So even yesterday, again, we spoke about this a few days ago, it continues to break that record. Yesterday, tallying 349,691 cases in a 24-hour period. And they're actually averaging 310,000 new cases a day over 7 days. They're lacking oxygen and the hospitals need support. And we actually, interesting, not sure if I mentioned at the start of the show or on Instagram, but we have Simran here who we'll be talking to, who's in India at the moment, to get her take on the situation. As you know, the UAE suspended flights from India, and that started from Sunday morning. There was a 3-day, correct me if I'm wrong, Simran, when he's chat, but there was a 2 or 3 day grace period where you could get your flights to come back to the UAE. Now flights have cut. They will relook at that situation in 10 days as to whether or not to reopen flights. And of course, the UAE, we're made up of more than 3.3 million Indians right here, and we stand in solidarity. And what was really nice and a moment was yesterday, the Burj Khalifa lit up to show its support. And also His Highness Sheikh Abdullah bin Zayed Al Nahyan, who is the Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, he also affirmed his confidence in the ability of the Republic of India to overcome the challenging circumstances triggered by the resurgence of COVID-19 cases. And he also added with that, reiterating the UAE's full support and solidarity with our friendly country amidst the challenging health situation which they are reeling under. It's just a scary, 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 scary time and scary figures. And this is the second big wave that India has experienced. And it just feels very close to home. Of course, Simran flew out, but just in general. So our thoughts and prayers are with everyone in India. We're hoping that the hospitals soon get the resources that they need, because I think that's the main thing. We talk every day about why countries are able to open up the way they do, and it's all down to the healthcare system. If your healthcare can't cope with the number of people coming in every day. But I think we've all seen there's a lot of videos being shared online about hospitals struggling. So yeah, we're just praying with India at the moment and hoping to get a good news story out of this soon. We'll move on. We're talking about a policeman in Sharjah who bravely beat down doors and saved lives in the Sharjah Tower fire. This is an incredible story, amazing. Hats off to this. He was an off-duty policeman. He's been working with the Sharjah police force for 20 years, and he basically saved a pregnant wife, a pregnant couple, and 3 kids thanks to his quick thinking. This is so cool. So Hassan Suleiman Isa, he was on his way home from work, as we all be doing. And he spotted smoke rising from an 11-story building. This happened in Rola in Sharjah this week. So what he did immediately was call civil defense, and then, and I wonder what the protocol is here, but what he chose was basically Superman, superhero moves. He rushed towards the building, banged on the doors, brought residents to safety, and then once he got down, once he made sure that he'd banged on all the doors, made sure that all of the residents were out of the tower, then he started directing traffic while civil defense arrived, basically being a one-man show, saving lives. And it's just amazing. Superhero. Yeah. I don't even, if you see smoke in a building in the distance, I'm just looking over at one of the towers in JLT, and the guys are on top of the building cleaning the windows. And I'm just like, how do they do that every day? Mm-hmm. It's bravery, more bravery that we see every day. But if you see smoke rising from a tower, this was from a gas leak on the 8th floor of an 11th floor building. And his immediate reaction, of course, what we should all do is call civil defense, get it sorted. And then he ran into that building and brought people from that building to make sure that they were okay, directed traffic. And he's been honoured by Sharjah Police, as of course he would be. What's really nice is that he said that, look, it's my duty. I know it's your duty, but I'm just thinking, like, his family at home, that story, if it was, I would just, of course it's their duty. I think this is amazing. And of course, more of this. But you just, like, it's just so heroic. And if you're his loved ones, you would be terribly scared at home. Yeah. I don't know. But incredible to see that amazing, heroic bravery this morning. And we'll move on. We're talking about Dubai Airport has had a little bit of an update. If you're ever transiting through Dubai, so of course many of us are residents, we get to Dubai, we come home. But if you're ever going to be at Dubai airports for a longer period of time, they've introduced these sleeping pods and sleep cabins. And what's cool is that they look fantastic, they look incredibly comfortable, and they're not just for business class. I don't know about you, have you ever slept in an airport, Ali?
I think once or twice, yeah.
What was the situation?
Just a transit flight. I think it was a transit flight.
But were you On a bed? Were you on a chair? You're on a bed?
Like the hotel.
Oh.
The,
Oh.
yeah.
Oh. I'm.
Stuck for 24 hours in an airport. I missed my flight.
It was that situation where like the flight got delayed and we had to wait like 6 to 8 hours and we didn't know what to do in the airport. Except
6 to 8. So actually, I'm remembering now. Like, yes, you get a hotel if you're there for maybe 24 hours, but 6 to 8 hours is definitely a lying on a chair situation. No, not for Ali.
Have you watched the terminal?
Yeah.
I lived that moment in Abu Dhabi airport.
Tell us your story, Chai.
I missed my flight. I was supposed to go back to India.
Yeah.
And I overstayed by 2 days. And I had to pay my fine. So when I went to pay the fine, their systems went down. And by the time it came back, I saw my flight take off. So I went to, I think I was flying Etihad, and I told them, hey, I need to catch the next flight. And they said the next flight is only 24 hours later. And I'm like, well, I can't leave the airport. It's Abu Dhabi airport. It's very small. And I lived literally like Tom Hanks and the terminal. Because apparently a lot of flights got missed because of bad weather and all that. And a lot of people were stuck in the airport. And they had one room. And the only thing was, there was another couple who was right there. And they had a little baby. So I'm like, you guys can take the room. I'll stay in the airport. And for 24 hours, I became friends with the cashier. I became friends with the staff. I became friends with the clerk. I literally used to. Thank you, Ali. I literally used to just
It's an Oscars moment.
walk around the airport, and I'm like, what do I do now? How did
you make yourself comfortable? Because this is the thing, I think in airports you're very, people are very comfortable just rocking up and sleeping for.
Yeah, but I was stuck for 24 hours. Like, you can't really sleep. Like, I slept for 5 hours.
Yeah, that's the thing.
It was just more of like walking around. And it's Abu Dhabi airport. It's very small. So we're just exploring. I remember I wanted to...
but in terms of airports to be stuck in, it's not the worst. It's not bad. It's very clean. It's
I'm talking about this 10 years back. So like 10 years ago, like there wasn't much. And I still remember I wanted to buy, I think, a Bluetooth speaker or one of those, and there was one electronic shop, and I used to go there every like 2 hours, and I used to ask them, I'm like, hey, what do you think about the speaker? And I'm like, do you think this is a good one?
Putting the tech guys in the stores to work.
And I'm like, and 2 hours later I go back and they're like, now which speaker do you want to know about? And I'm like, hey, it was an experience. It was an experience. So yeah.
Who knew our movie guy Shai had a Tom Hanks moment, an airport terminal moment? Fantastic.
But it was very nice for some reason. Like, I enjoyed it. I was just stuck in an airport. I couldn't leave the city, and yeah, that's it.
Well, if it ever happens again, and if you happen to be in Terminal 3 of Dubai Airport at Gate C, know that they have a situation in place to make your stay a whole lot better.
I will keep that in mind.
Keep that in mind.
One. Yeah.
So yeah, if it does happen to you, if that situation, and this is the thing, it can happen in many scenarios. You get stuck in the airport, and we're talking about airports and travel right now. In particular, Dubai Airports has introduced different types of, they're calling them igloo and flexi suite pods and yawn doubles and yawn bunks. I love the names.
We should get some in the office, just in the afternoon, take a quick power nap.
We have a chill room.
We should make it into one of those pods. Rich, if you're listening.
We always need to level up.
Yeah, we always need to level up. Yeah, it's Dubai at the end of the day. Like,
well, this is exactly what the airports did.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, that is our airport story. But stay tuned. In less than 30 seconds, our amazing co-host Simran is stuck in India, and we're going to get her story, how she's feeling, how it happened, and the situation on the ground there. So stay tuned. In 30 seconds, we're going to have her with her on Zoom. Lovin Extra is here. This is the new membership, and while absolutely nothing changes for our readers, extra members get access to premium content, exclusive competitions, and first look for tickets and access to the coolest events across the city, and Lovin merch. If you subscribe right now, a very cool Lovin Red Eco Water bottle will be delivered to your door. Guys, welcome back to the Lovin Daily. I'm joined by the one, the only Simran Gupta, and our little doggy, Lovin host. How are you doing? Weird introducing you.
I know, it's weird getting introduced by you. Look, this is Bonbon, my little baby.
Oh, Simran, oh, so cutie. Look, well, at least someone's happy to have you at home. I meant because we miss you a lot. So someone is benefiting from your drama and your struggles. And that's your
You know
baby.
what? I think it was him who manifested my cancelled flight. I mean, my missed flight. But yeah,
I
it's all him.
wouldn't doubt it. So to give everyone a quick update, usually you're here with me physically.
Yeah.
Now you're on Zoom. Where are you and when did you arrive?
So I am in India. I'm in Delhi, and the situation here, the COVID-19 situation here it's very grim. Hospitals are in shortage of oxygen tanks, and it's just a lot of lack of resources which the hospitals are facing, and which has led to a major spike of COVID-19 cases and a lot of religious gatherings as well in the country, and which led to a lockdown, a countrywide lockdown. And then recently, the UAE halted all flights from 25th of April until 5th of May. So I got stuck. So I came in last week. I came in I think I arrived on 18th April, and I was supposed to leave this week, like this Thursday. But yeah, now I'm stuck.
Yeah, this is we're seeing the cases rise, and like this is being reported all over the world. The New York Times, everyone is looking at India now and praying and hoping that you get those resources. But of course, here in the UAE, there is a massive population who are from India as well, and so when the UAE cut those flights, that's a serious cause for concern for everyone here. So, what was your first reaction? Obviously you're working here. What was your first reaction when you saw that the flights were cut?
Yeah, so I don't have the virus. I just coughed. I'm like, do I have COVID? But it's actually so scary. Every second person here is like, coughing, and they have either the flu or COVID, because it's like a lot of cases here right now. And anyway, when I first found out that they'll be canceling flights, I just got on. I booked my flights through an agency, so I got in touch. And I asked them to reschedule my flights, which they did, and it cost a lot of money, like a lot. And right after rescheduling, I went for my COVID test and everything. I got all the documents in place, but apparently there were a few more documents that the UAE had required. The UAE requires a few more documents than normal for flights coming from India. So I didn't get those documents, and I wasn't able to board my flight because I didn't have those documents.
Wow.
So. Yeah.
And you said you got in touch with an agency, so would that have been separate to the people who booked your flight? Because basically we've seen like horrific stories of flight prices just skyrocketing.
Yeah.
And would you have been able to do it with the airline, or did you have to go through an agency?
So I called the agency because I did my initial booking through them, but the airlines that I was gonna take was Vistara. They're really good, and I just called the airlines directly because the agency weren't they were taking a lot of time to get back with me. So I called Vistara. They did my rescheduling and everything for me, but like when you reschedule flights, you have to pay the difference, and the difference was huge. And the thing is, when they reschedule, when the government imposes any bans on flights, the flights come to know much later. Like we get to know before the flights themselves, before the airlines. And Vistara didn't really know that there was going to be a flight ban. They had no idea. When I was calling them, I'm like, listen, it's out on Khalid time, it's out in Gulf News, it's out in Lovin, Dubai. It's all there. Like, I'll send you the articles. There's going to be a lockdown. You need to reschedule my tickets. And they're like, okay, ma'am, we don't have any such news, but sure, like we will do that for you. So there was so like it was expensive, but yeah, actually the UAE requires COVID tests to have QR codes over here, and the problem is not all the hospitals and clinics in India are aware about this. So
that was your specific situation, and that's why although you paid that massive amount of money to change your flight, went to the airport on Saturday, you're going to be one of the last probably people to get on this flight. And your negative COVID test didn't have a QR code.
Yeah, exactly. It was just that QR code that was missing for my documents, but yes.
My heart is broke for you, Simran.
Yeah, but it's fine. Like people are suffering. People are just going through so much worse. I really don't have the thing to feel sorry for myself, because this is comparatively, it's like, okay, I mean, I still have my family and I still have my health, but people are just in horrible, horrible situations over here. And it's just devastating to see the news every day and what's happening and how people are dealing with it. And it's really so nice to see the international response for India and people really wanting to help, reaching out with resources and all of that. And yesterday, the Burj Khalifa lighting up in the tricolors, India's tricolor, it was just beautiful. It was so touching. I was showing it to my mom and my sister. It was just like, oh, it's it's amazing. That feeling of solidarity, it's really nice.
That is really nice to hear. Just before you leave us, speaking of, you mentioned there's a countrywide lockdown, and you're in Delhi, where I know cases are in particular rising. You're seeing massive amounts of deaths per day. What's the situation like? What is a lockdown in India in comparison to what we saw in Dubai, which was like you needed permission to leave your house? Is everyone wearing masks? Was everyone wearing masks when you arrived at the airport? And are you allowed to leave your home for any specific reasons, or how are they enforcing the lockdown?
Okay, so contrary to popular belief, it's not like a major riot over here, because that's what they really make it look like on most of the news channels and agencies, that people are still out and about and all of that. No, like I was from my so I was out a couple of times to get a COVID test, come back from the airport, to head to the airport, and all the times people, like, there were checkings happening at all the checkposts and all the checkpoints, and people want the police really check why you're out there, the reason, and they check my tickets, they check my COVID test, they checked all of that. And if you're caught without a mask in the car, outside, you are given a fine. If you are out and about without an essential reason, you will be fined. Your documents, and they'll ask for your PAN card, your identifications and all of that. So it is very strict, very, very strict. So I'm so glad that the government is doing that, at least, to try to curb the spread as much as possible. And they had a lockdown from like till today, and now they've increased the lockdown, which I think was a much needed move. So all of that is happening to make sure things improve as soon as possible.
Gotcha. Well, hopefully, like, I think at the moment it's obviously on an up curve, and it's just that scary graph that we continue to see of new cases per day. So hopefully, with those measures in place, you'll see a dip soon, and they'll open up flights, and we'll have you back with us sooner rather than later.
Yes. Hopefully very soon.
Thank you so much, Simran. Appreciate you chatting on your vacation, I guess.
Appreciate you having me, giving me a reason to shower this morning.
Oh, you're so glad. I'm so glad we're the reason you showered. Simran, thank you so much for joining us. Hopefully see you soon. We miss you loads and loads and loads. You've no idea how much I miss you. I'm crumbling at the office. I miss you so much. So come back soon.
Thank you so much.
Bye, guys. That is it for us on the Lovin Daily. Stay safe. Wash your hands. We'll see you tomorrow morning, same time, same place. Guys, that is a wrap for the Lovin Daily. We are back same time, same place every weekday morning. And of course, don't miss the Lovin Show every Tuesday, where I chat with Dubai personalities. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and have a great day.